Little bit. Let me go to Todd on this. What do you think about Cisco, Todd?
Well, I'm a little upset that they usually under-promise and over-deliver. I'm kind of disappointed they missed on the top line, even by a little bit. This has been the theme through this earnings season. I think Cisco is probably up near the upper end of its range, and I certainly wouldn't be a buyer of Cisco here. I think it's got a much greater chance to sell off a little bit. Now, how far? 25, 24. I think that's more of a level that I'd be looking to possibly buy it. I think it's at the upper end. I think they anticipated better than they got. And I don't think that they are going to go much farther than here. 26.50, I would think it'd be up top here for a while.
Sorry, I just want to continue to stick with Cisco. Again, it's now moving slightly lower there for the bid and the ask. The bid is 25.84. You see the ask about 25.90 at the moment. And Todd, I don't know. I'm still waiting for more headlines here. David, do you see anything?
I don't, but I want to go to Joe on this. What do you think of the fact that, again, as Todd mentioned, very often they've talked down the stock before the earnings come in and they do better. Today they miss on the top line. Again, revenue, which is a real bugaboo on most of these earnings that we have seen coming out over the past couple of quarters. Is that a problem? Do you see it for Cisco or for the earnings in general?
Yeah, as you mentioned, the bottom line earnings beats have been pretty good. Revenue numbers not too well. But with Cisco, one of the interesting things I noticed going into this earnings, a ton of optimism. They had 30 analysts covering this stock. Do you know how many were actually recommended selling that stock ahead of earnings? 0. So a lot of bullishness from the analyst community. Even looking at the calls, bullish bets, 9 times as many calls than puts going into this earnings the past 10 days. So an extreme, I think, a bullish tilt. When you look at investors ahead of this earnings, I think it would have taken quite an earnings report to impress these investors.
Yeah, but we want to hear what they're doing with the government business. Before we let you go, Joe, I'd love to get your picks out here. Best Buy, which is very heavily shorted. You really like it. Domino's Pizza, Bank of America, and Amex. A quick word on Best Buy, because just yesterday we had Shop Savvy who said Best Buy's finally woken up and they're doing a lot of things with social media to get more customers.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's going to be interesting to see those developments for the company the next few months or even a couple of years here. When you talk about short sellers, they have continued to target that name. The price action has been incredibly strong. There's a lot of room for upgrades, too. I believe less than half of the analysts covering that actually recommend buying that stock, yet the price action perhaps could cause some upgrades, which, again, could bring some money off the sidelines to flow into that stock. So, yeah, I think Best Buy has some potential upside here.
Joe Bell from Schaeffer's. Joe, terrific stuff. Thank you very much, Todd. We're going to see in a couple minutes when the S&P futures close. Thanks very much.
We've been